What's up? Brad Aidan Johnson here, and I thought I'd do a video and show you how I prepare my chicken. What I used to do is prepare a week's worth of chicken at a time, and it would take ages. I'd do massive batches of Foreman grilling, and I'd refrigerate and freeze that for the week. But it became a bit too epic, and it didn't work for me anymore, so I changed it to doing like few days at a time. So I do this like 3 or 4 times a week. I just cook a few days of chicken and put it in the fridge, and you know that's good for the next couple of days. In here is about 1.5 to 2 kilos of chicken in water. It's in water because some of the chicken in there is still defrosting. Well, was still defrosting. It's done now. From last week's batch of chicken, and some of the chicken in there is the chicken I bought this week. On the subject of defrosting and stuff, one of the things that I learned early on in cooking is that you have to deal with temperature first. The first thing you do before you cook or make anything, whether it's you're grilling chicken, you're making an omelette, is deal with temperature. And what that means is you make the things that are frozen warm and you make the things that are cool hot. Yeah. So at the moment, the first thing I did here was I defrosted the chicken. That's the first thing you got to do, and you got to plan ahead. So like that chicken's been defrosting since like last night, so it's like it's ready now. It's warm. Room temperature, whatever, ready to be seasoned and cooked. And here, if we zoom over here, I'm about to make something that's warm, or room temperature, hot. So I got to make this, my Foreman grill, ready to get the chicken cooking. What you can do when you first start cooking is you're not planned and you ain't prepared, is you forget to heat a pan, forget to preheat an oven, forget to defrost your chicken, forget to warm your Foreman, and it makes everything take longer. So the first thing you do is before you start preparing things, before you start chopping onions, before you start whatever, make your cool things warm and your warm things hot. So, alright, so the first thing you do, get rid of some of this water. Not helping. Get some of that off. Alright, I can't really do this with one hand, but I'll give you the idea of what I'm doing so you know when you're doing it. Is you want to get rid of this excess fat that's on your chicken, you know, like see that? You don't want to eat that. So I'll use 2 hands, but I just tear it off, throw it in a bag. Always keep bag handy. And don't be afraid to rip off some meat. Like I get rid of as much fat as I can. Sometimes you get a bit of meat and you throw it away. I just want to get rid of all the fat. I like my protein to be protein and not fat, so I get rid of as much as I can. Like, stuff like that goes in the bag. And I just do that for all the chicken pieces. What you'll notice with chicken breasts when you get them from the butchers the right way is a whole bunch of them come with, and I don't know what this is, but this little extra bit here. If you see this extra bit that's kind of attached by this like layer of fat thing. Now I cook those, I do eat them, but I separate them and grill them separately because they kind of make a problem. So I take those off. I don't know what part of the body that is in the chicken. I'm not a chicken doctor. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll take that off. Yeah, that's really lean. Now bring that into the chopping board. Bang, that's one done. Okay. I'll come back to this and I'll get as much of this fat. See that bit of fat there? That's gone. And I'll just go through and do all those. Once those are done, I will remove all the fat from those and get them from there to the chopping board over here. And I'll meet you back there for the second stage. So, alright, now that's that done. Things that have happened in the meantime. This is ready. This is ready to go. This is at the temperature now. That's fantastic. My butcher sells me really lean chicken breasts. So like, if I show you, this is all the fat that was on 9 chicken breasts, which is hard, you know, not really that much. Sorry if anyone's disgusted by that. But get over it. This is cooking. This is how it works. Now, again, this is stuff that you cannot do with one hand, but this is the little Foreman trick. Anyone that has a Foreman grill should know to do this. If they don't, well, they're about to. These little bits, they can go straight in here. This has been washed again, and I'll use it to season. So the little bits here, whatever they're called, I think these are what, like chicken tenders and chicken strips are made. I don't know. Anyway, those are ready to go. They're ready to grill. But these bigger, sorry about that, that's my phone. These bigger pieces here, they're not quite so ready. So what you need to do is crush them. You give it a little bit of a work. Difficult to do with one hand. Sometimes you have to give them a bit of a bang. But basically what you're doing is making them flatter so that they grill and cook better on the Foreman grill. Otherwise you get an uneven cook where the outside is cooked more than the inside. Now I'm not going to be able to properly do this with just the one hand, but you get the idea. What I'll do is I'll crush all these down to make them easier to grill, and then I'll transfer them over there ready for seasoning. Yeah, show you in a sec. Okay, as you can see, these have all been crushed. Yeah, so you get that nice thin, as opposed to a bulky chicken breast, you get this thin, easy to grill, flatter chicken breast. That's great. Okay, one thing I should have mentioned before, 2 things I should have mentioned before. When I was removing the fat, I was running them under cold water and they got a rinse and a wash as they were cooking. Make sure you wash off all the chicken juice and stuff, and you know, make sure you're keeping everything nice and clean. And the second thing, most important, is you're dealing with raw meat. So between every stage, I haven't shown it, but between every stage, I'll come over here and look at a knife. Yeah, antibacterial wash, generally with 2 hands. Just wash your hands. You gotta learn to do that. Get in the rhythm of doing that between every single stage, because no one wants to be dying out here from salmonella. No, I'm good about that. All right, this is what I put on my chicken. Stage 1, some salt. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, sodium! You're probably gonna die because of your salt intake and stuff. Nah, don't worry about that stuff. I'm gonna do a video on that as well. But I used to avoid sodium, and then you know I kind of learned some things. Realised avoiding sodium is not worth it. It's not really that serious. So yeah, I get all that salt in there. I then add, and I'll do this off camera because it will take a while and show you at the end, black pepper, white pepper, garlic powder, and then, and I'm about to show you this now, this is the secret ingredient that makes my chicken super, garam masala. Anyone Asian will be looking at this going, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. This is the secret ingredient. This mix, yeah, has 2 benefits. It makes chicken taste great, and it adds no calories. So I'm just going to put these all together. Be liberal with them. You know, it's a nice dry rub. You can't really use too much. I'll show you in a sec what it looks like once I've rubbed all of this into my chicken and it looks all flavoursome. Back in a sec. Okay, as you can see here, my chicken has been seasoned. If you can get close in and show you, that's all that salt and pepper and garlic powder and garam masala, giving it all that flavour. Smells delicious. Next thing I do, this hot as heck Foreman grill. Gets the old fry light, extra virgin olive oil treatment. That's it really, yeah. And then, it's as simple as, you just pick up these pieces and you lay it on up. This is probably a 2-handed job, so I'm going to do a few, like you need to see what it looks like to put chicken on a Foreman grill. It looks like this. Yeah, so I just fill this up as much as I can. I'll show you when it's full. Okay, that's about how much I fill the tray, the plate for my Foreman grill. When that's done, the top tray comes down. That lovely sizzle. I give it 16 minutes. And this is my favourite part of the cooking, the simplest, easiest part. I walk away and do something else. Yeah, well my double beeping just went off, which means... Look, give me a little squeeze. Yeah, get a little sizzle. Give it a little squeeze now, sir. Little sizzle, little sizzle. But hopefully, it should be done. Yes, it is. That's what your chicken should look like when it's done. You can have it brown if you like it browner. I don't like it browner. I like it like that. It's up to you. You should get these little black spots. I told people I'll show you the secret ingredient. That's that garam masala. These are ready to be taken off. Now what I do now is I put these on the chopping board and I lay it on another batch of chicken. And I'll do 2 more batches until it's all cooked. Then I'll leave it to steam for a little bit to get rid of some of that water weight. Then it's ready to be weighed and put into containers to be put away in the fridge for eating later. I'll see you in a sec. Alright, now that's all the chicken that I cooked today. That's all the chicken I'm going to be dealing with. As you can hear, this is my little station here. I got my chicken, I got a breast there, I got a knife, I got my scales, indispensable tool, and I got my containers, another indispensable tool. Now, turn that on, get the 0. Boom. Now, what I do, I've worked out through my macros that I have 460, actually it's 455 grams, technically, of chicken breast per day to hit my macros. So what I do is I cut them into 2 batches of 230 grams and put them into these containers here. And one of those boxes I'll have for breakfast and the other 2 I have split over the day for lunch and dinner, say. What I tend to do is get more protein from my breakfast at the moment because I'm working out fasted and I'm eating my breakfast to break the fast and also as a post-workout. So also, different for me, maybe different for you, you don't have to do this, is I put my chicken in soup. And the easiest way to cook chicken in soup, microwaved, once it comes out of the freezer, is... Here I am, doing this thing with one hand that maybe needs to, again. Yeah. 1 second. I'll dice it into chunks like that. Now these little pieces of chicken, look at that, cooked chicken right there. Take a look. Yeah, so it's perfectly cooked through, tender and soft. You can squeeze it. Yeah. Okay, that's exactly how I like my chicken. Now these little bits of chicken will go into the soup, and along with the sweet potato, it's just delicious. That's how I like to do them. If you're not cooking them in soup, you probably won't want to dice them up like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here. Yeah. So the chicken will go from there to there until it says 230 grams, and once it does say that, I'll put a lid on it. It goes in the fridge. It's ready for consumption. Alright, and this is the finished article. This is what all that work was for. This is 3 different types of box. Now to you they all look the same, but to me I know what they are. On the left here, these 5, these are all 230 grams. These are 2 of these per day. So that is Monday, that is Tuesday, and that is half of Wednesday. So before Wednesday I'll have to make another batch of this, because today being Sunday, what I had today is I kind of ran out of chicken, so I had to eat an unbalanced amount. And I had to weigh that specifically. So this here is 277 grams, specific for exactly what I need for the rest of the day. So that'll be for my next 2 meals throughout the day. Yes, I'm this specific. And this here is what's left over. There's about 100 and some amount of chicken. What will happen is my next time when I cook a batch of chicken, this left over in the bottom of the fridge, I'll put that into the mix, so it will go into my next days to make up another 230 gram box. So these are my set boxes. This is the rest of today, and this is for the next time when I cook. And these just go in the fridge and they'll be eaten over the next 2 days. So there you go, that's how I cook my chicken. It's as simple as that. If you have any questions, queries, or suggestions, or want to see any kind of videos like this, or have anything you want to say, leave a comment on the page, or bradleyaidenjohnson@gmail.com. Like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course, subscribe. Peace!